Matted Farah. What? 911? Dual clutch? Miller Motorsports Park? Wait, hang on a second. Dude, the bars in Salt Lake City suck.
For the life of me, I can't figure out why Matt didn't want to come to Utah to drive the new 911. But in any event, he's not here, I am. We're going to have a good time. My name is Emil. I'm a friend of Matt's, 911 owner. I have a Carrera 4 cab and a 997 GT3. In fact, I campaigned that GT3 in the 2007 Carrera Panamericana. For those of you that don't know, the Panamericana is the race in Mexico, from the Guatemala border to the Texas border, essentially, that the 911 gets its name from. Today, we're starting out in Park City, Utah, at the Hotel Park City. We're taking this 997 Carrera S all the way to Miller Motorsports Park, just southwest of Salt Lake City, and we're going to put the 997 with the PDK system through its paces.
This episode of Garage419 is brought to you by Valvoline's automotive series Under the Hood with Brandon and the Frog. Watch for new episodes at brandonandthefrog.com.
So last night, hanging out with the folks from Porsche, we learned a couple of interesting things. One, they sell more manual cars in the US market than they do anywhere else. So their bet on this PDK system is a pretty big gamble, especially in this market. Two, we've learned that everything under the skin of this car, despite the fact it looks like just a minor facelift, is actually very, very different. Three, there's been an update to the control system for the PCM system. So there's fewer buttons, it's got a touchscreen interface, it features Bluetooth and iPod connectivity. And plus, last night we were talking with some of the engineers, and after a couple of pints of Hefeweizen, we learned that in the Carrera 4 with the PDK system, if you pull the parking brake up one notch, it actually disengages the front axles. It doesn't engage the parking brake, but it disengages the front axles. In the past, both BMW and Ferrari have made very bold claims saying that they're going to stop making manual transmission cars. When the E46 M3 came out, BMW declared the death of the manual. Of course, we know that didn't actually happen for them. For Porsche, it's a pretty big risk, and they might be able to pull it off. They expect that within the next 5 years, they'll be selling nothing but PDK-equipped cars. Before I came out to Utah, I posted up on a couple of message boards asking what you wanted to know about the new 911. Overwhelmingly, you guys wanted to hear about three things. One, the new iPod interface. Two, the direct fuel injection engine. And three, the PDK transmission. So first, let's talk about the iPod. Inside the center console of the new 911, you'll find three jacks for audio devices. One jack for aux audio, a USB port for a USB stick with MP3s on it, and an iPod cable. You plug the iPod into the cable, hit the source button on the PCM, and you're off and running. You can navigate the iPod by playlist, artist, album, or genre. Navigation is fast and doesn't have the 50-song limit like the current aftermarket Densi and Icelink. Audio is crisp and clean and sounds pretty good with the windows down at 90 miles an hour. Next, let's talk about DFI. If you're a current 997 owner, in the new car you'll immediately notice an increase in torque in the lower RPM range. One of my complaints going from the GT3 to the Carrera 4 cab is that the low end of the motor seems very underpowered. With this new generation of motor in the 997, it has a much improved torque curve that picks up at a much lower rev range. As you probably already know, direct fuel injection is a process for more optimally injecting fuel into the combustion chamber. Porsche, of course, has spent a lot of time making this work in the RS Spyder, so this DFI system is essentially pulled right from their motorsports program. Of course, the car has a few other whiz-bang features like headlights that turn as you turn the wheel, seats with heating and cooling functionality, as well as an updated sport chrono package. Finally, we come to the PDK. We spent some time earlier with Porsche's Timo Resch. Timo is the manager of product planning and market research for Porsche North America, and he taught us what PDK means. PDK, Porsche Double Clutchen...
Almost. Porsche Doppelkupplungsgetriebe.
Porsche Doppelkupplungsgetriebe.
There you go.
Porsche Doppelkupplungsgetriebe. What?
That was not as good. Porsche Doppelkupplungsgetriebe.
Doppelkupplungsgetriebe. Okay, so the Porsche the PDK. Whatever you call it, I'm really amazed by this gearbox. The PDK is very different than the sequential gearbox available on the GT3 Cup range of track cars. The transmission is really two gearboxes in one. The first transmission handles gears 1, 3, and 5, and the other does 4, 5, and 6, as well as a 7th gear overdrive. The dual clutch setup swaps gearing between the two different drive lines inside the transmission. The transmission has 3 shift modes: Normal, Sport, and Sport Plus. On the track, Sport Plus shifting was amazing. The shifts are extremely fast and done with virtually no jerking, even at peak RPM. That kept the car planted firmly on the track, even at the limits, even when going through a turn. The controls on the steering wheel have both upshift and downshift on both sides of the wheel, reminiscent of the current Tiptronic controls. It also has a center console mounted gear shift lever that can handle the shifts manually as well. The most impressive thing about this gearbox, though, is how it feels in the normal mode under casual driving conditions. Unlike many other sequential and dual-clutch transmissions that you might find on your BMW, Audi, Ferrari, or Nissan GTR, the PDK feels like an automatic while driving at low speeds.
Auto do-it-yourselfers have amazing bartering potential.
Well, not until you fix my car like you said.
You get a free pizza in exchange for some easy car work. One reason that a car might run hot is because of bad or low cooling. We're gonna play it safe and replace the fluid. That's the free thing there is, man.
You know, I'd do just about anything for this free slice of pizza right here. Oh, I'd even shave off my sideburns. Fortunately, I don't have to shave off my sideburns because I can change my own antifreeze. And according to Brandon the Frog, free pizza is the going rate for a coolant change these days. So if you want to find out how to do it yourself, maybe get yourself some free pizza, go under the hood with Brandon the Frog at brandonthefrog.com. I'll see you there.
Welcome back to Miller Motorsports Park on Garage419. I'm Emil Rensing, and we're at the launch of the new Carrera. Most driving enthusiasts will tell you that the best experience behind the wheel involves 3 pedals and a stick shift. We're going to go meet up with Porsche's Dave Murry, who's going to take us out, do some hot laps, and show us what the PDK cars can really do. So Dave, you've been driving us around all day. And, well, actually
vice versa, that's right.
So I've been driving Dave around all day, and he hasn't wet his pants or screamed or grabbed the steering wheel out of my hands, which I think is a good thing, right? You know,
That you know of.
Right, exactly. I'm far from the expert. So now, what I'm hoping that we can do is you can take us around for some hot laps in the car. Viewers love to see the grown-ups drive. They don't give a what I have to say. They don't care what I have to say. So we're going to go put the camera in the car. We're going to go through the track. You'll take us one lap and you'll tell us some of the things that we're seeing, and then you'll have a good time maybe on that second lap. Absolutely.
I've been here a few times. I'll show you which way to go around.
Cool. And when we get back, maybe you can show us how launch control works?
I don't think I can do that.
All right. Well, we'll talk.
We're going to ease on out. We got the Sport Chrono Plus engaged. So you feel a little snap of the neck when it shifts up, saying let's go. We'll come out of the pits, head down the straight. And nice hard braking into turn 1. And then squeeze the gas on the way out. Little rotation there, back to full throttle. Nice braking here. These are the high speed turns, turn 1 through 3. And just keep it flat to the floor through this little bend. Got a tight hairpin coming up, so I better brake pretty hard. So hang on to your eyes.
You got it. That's cool.
A little squirm under braking, the tire tread worming. This new PDK transmission, you can feel how hard it shifts when you're in the Sport Plus mode. Little rumble strip exit. Back down the throttle. The car's so gentle, it just does what you want with the weight transfer. And finally we get to go back to a straightaway, feel the upshifts. bending in for the high speed right. Feels like Le Mans turns here, like the S's at Le Mans. A little slower each lap, each corner. Our double left apex. Rumble strips there. Throttle of full brakes with the pre-fill in the brakes. By the time you get to the brake pedal, it's ready. That snap of the neck, upshift. Ready to head sail it down the front straight. See what she's got for legs.
Cool off the speed.
There's 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. 140 miles an hour. Since the camera's off, I'll show you, but you got to promise not to tell anybody, all right?
You got it.
All right. Because my job's in jeopardy.
No, it's off.
All right. First thing you have to do is turn the Sport Plus button on, which then activates the Sport Chrono Plus.
Yeah.
That tells us we're ready. Now you just put it. All you do is put it in drive. Left foot on the brake pedal.
Yeah.
Full throttle. It sits there and revs up the rev limiter.
Yeah.
All I've got to do is release the brake pedal. Here we go.